Chosen ones, you ever recognize that when you're trying to have conversations with like your family or your friends about leveling up their life, like getting out of the rat race, getting out of the 9 to 5, like starting your own brand, starting your own business, living your purpose, like you speak with it with so much passion, with so much conviction, because you see the freedom in it. You're like, we don't have to live in this matrix, man. You ever notice that how they bring it up in conversation because it sounds cool, but then when you start to go in more into detail about it, like, yeah, actually, I think you actually can go ahead and get that started. You can go ahead and go do that, because you know what, you can go ahead and do this brand. You can have this, you see, Chosen, when people bring up like starting their own brand or starting their business or investing in their craft, we're not the types of people that's going to discourage them. We're going to be the main ones to encourage them to go ahead and start it. Like, start that podcast, start that YouTube channel, start writing your song lyrics, go ahead and like start making your music, go ahead and start write that book, write that blog, go ahead and do what you need to do. Start that, like, we'll encourage people to like start the TikTok, go ahead and start creating your content. We are so encouraging to people. But I've noticed that when we do this, all of a sudden they lose interest in the conversation. All of a sudden they're like, well, it was just a side note, it was just something that I was just thinking about. It's like, do they say these things because it sounds good, or are they really trying to level up their life? If they really were trying to level up their life, they may want to hear more about how they can expand. You see, the problem is a lot of people, they say those things because it sounds good, because it looks good. But the minute that you challenge them, the minute that you get them to look deeper into what they're talking about, the minute that you're basically saying like, okay, well, if this is what you want to do, then let's go ahead and let's find some solutions. Let's do this. They want to shut everything down. They're not trying to level up. They're not trying to go outside their comfort zone. They're not trying to take those risks. You see, Chosen, when we took risk and we realized that there is reward in taking those risks, we're basically encouraging people to take the same risk we just took to reach this freedom. But sometimes they'll get to the edge and they'll look at that pool and they say, oh, I'm scared. I don't want to do it. I'm too scared. I'm too scared. It's like, baby, you talked all this mess about how you wanted to jump in the pool, but you get to the pool and now all of a sudden you don't want to jump, holding yourself back. And you see, we're not the type of people that's trying to discourage them and say, well, you can't do it. We are the main people telling them that they can. And they